What's going on, Inspector Nacho? Sergeant Mustache. How's it going, man? How's it going? we got 3 minutes till we are officially live. Since you're so faithful, I'll go ahead and unmute and talk to you. What's going on with you, man? Like, I'm working with my nephew, man. He done made me some beats, so I'll stop getting these violations. They're not really violations, but yeah, they keep telling me that they had to do something to it. But they said I was good. Don't worry, we paying the other people, so you're good. So never better, man. How you feel being pinning on them strikes, man? How does it feel? Congratulations on the promotion, and to everybody that got promoted 1 April. Congrats, big ups. I wish I had one of those buttons where I can do the applause. I mean, I do have that, but it's still in storage. So yeah, man. How you feel? Never better. We got 2 minutes. So since you done picked up, does that open up any options for you as far as assignments? Anything that you were looking at that possibly now you have the opportunity, because you can go 1 up, 2 down. Yeah, man. I'm glad you listened to me too. Uh-oh, look at that Dream Center. Look at him. That's what I'm talking about. But which part you have to listen to? I got 1 minute. Just sit your butt down and just be still. Pray about it. You already did what you can do, man. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. It's gonna come to you. Nothing wrong with working for it, but when you injured, you just gotta pause, heal up. I'm talking to myself at this point. Yep. Pause and heal up. Listen to the people that's telling you. And yeah, man. So we are live, not giving up and praying on it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's very powerful. And I'm glad you did, and I'm happy you made it. So hold on. I'm gonna pull up my stuff. I have a great show. We have a great show, man. It's our show. It's everybody who is coming out on a Friday night to hang out with us and talk to us and chat, man. I got my A team, man. They my pack orderly room. It's a group of people that, you know, they ran it, man. They ran the show. They made my job easy. And they did some more stuff too. We're gonna talk about it. Let me send this link to my old first sergeant. Top, it's the same link. Here we go. All right. So welcome to the show, man. It's Friday night live. Let's say Mike Gunzo. What's good, brother? How you doing? It's been a while, man. Yes. Bookman's in the house. Nacho says, without leaders like you, it makes me want to be better and do the best I can for my troops. Yeah, man. Absolutely. That's what you got to do. That's why I do what I do. It's to make sure that leaders like y'all keep going. And if nothing else, man, you show soldiers that you care and you there to take care of them. So, been a while. That's right, Mike. Hope everything is well. Jill Junkies in the house. Shout out to how you always come on when your logo is on, man. That is awesome. Shout out to the Jill Junkie where they add style to your smile. $5 at a time. That's my sponsor, y'all. That's also my my probation officer, my parole officer, my person that keeps me in check when I'm not acting right. So shout out to her, because I know I give her a headache every now and then. But I appreciate her trying to carry me up and down these stairs while I'm on these crutches. But yes, Joe Junkies in the house. Loving life, Bookman, I hear you. All right, y'all, let's get into it because I got my guys over there. They're waiting. They're anxious. They're ready for this show. So, quote is, wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. I'm going to say that again. Not because I'm a fool, but just because I want to repeat it. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I'm sure all of us have been around a one-upper, you know, right? That one-upper who always have to outdo whatever it is that you're talking about you're doing. Don't be that person, man. Sometimes you just let that other person shine, man, in their moment. And it don't even have to be about shining. Just listen. You know, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and all that great stuff. So on that note, let me set the stage for my group, man. I'm gonna bring this wild bunch in, man. Y'all gotta watch out because they're a little crazy. So we're gonna see y'all there. Can y'all hear me? Testing 1 2. Where y'all at? I see one. McKinney. Let's see who else we got. We got Ozzy in the house. Now where you at, Sheps? Oh, there goes Sheps. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. That's a good copy.
All right.
So that's Ozzy. Can I hear you, McKinney?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Sheps.
What's up?
All right, yo, we got most of the A team in the building right now, man. How are you guys? We'll start with you, Sheps. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Yeah. I finally got off CQ. You know, took only an hour and a half for the relief to show up yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So where you at, Sheps?
I'm in Fort Campbell right now.
Fort Campbell, man. Did you get to slide down the rope and do the one off to the course yet?
Actually, no. I got injured like a year before leaving Germany.
What?
So when I got, because of COVID and everything, like I couldn't do physical therapy, couldn't really see any specialists. And then getting here at Campbell, I was just like, I'm gonna postpone, this for a little bit to not be that broken NCO new to the unit. I committed a bit. And then finally I got back on track, and I'm now 2 months post-op. I finally got my injury settled, so.
So you ready to get back into the fight then?
Most definitely.
All right. What about you, Ozzy? What's going on with you? Where you at?
I am in Fort Stewart, over with 9-2 Chemical. Finally in a chemical company.
Fort Stewart,
we just got back from Korea.
Where's Fort Stewart at?
Georgia, south of Savannah. And we just got back from Korea.
You gotta put some respect on that. Where you at? Where are you? You gotta put some respect on it.
I don't know about all that.
So you just got back from where?
We just got back from Korea. We were over at Camp Casey, Camp Hovey. We're there for 9 months, and we're just resettling in. We don't even have our equipment yet, so we're just been teaching classes for last week.
Okay, and you're in you're in the chem company.
Yeah, finally.
You're a
finally.
chem dog, man. That's what I'm
Chem
talking
dog.
about. All right, McKinney, what's going on with you? Where you at?
I am at Fort Bliss, Texas, in a artillery unit.
Woo! Are you back working with heavy equipment and stuff?
No, it's not really heavy equipment anymore. There are some up-armored vehicles, but mostly it's just like regular Humvees, Sop Tops, and LMTVs. There's a few launchers in there as well. And I also just became the Bravo Battery Motor Sergeant.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Look, y'all haven't, this is a collective answer. Y'all haven't destroyed any Humvees lately, have y'all?
Listen, Top, when you hear send it, you gotta send it.
Now look, okay, Shabooty Boom says you got a lot of guests tonight. Yes, ma'am. I got my A team in here. I got most of them. There's some missing.
Where's Danny?
That's important to the story, but we gonna get into this story. we're gonna get into this story because they destroyed my Humvee. After it had finally we was good to go. I finally got my Humvee up and running. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking this on the next mission. And then all of a sudden they like, Top, real quick. Can y'all send somebody to pick me up? And so, okay, now, how did this go? Who wants to tell the story?
I want to tell it because I was driving.
Come on.
So, we needed to take a road test because this, like you said, it had finally gotten fixed. So we're taking a road test. And we need to make sure everything was working correctly. So we're driving through the obstacle course that was used for driver's training the year prior. Me not having been on that course before, had Sergeant Sheps as my TC and Sergeant Williams as a passenger. And I'm going over this little hill, and I'm saying, that looks kind of deep. Sergeant Sheps says, nah, it's fine. Send it.
Send it.
Famous last words.
And so we start to go through, about halfway through this little puddle. The engine cuts out and the vehicle starts flooding, and we had to call a wrecker for support.
Oh man, that was beautiful. That was absolutely. I was so happy about getting my Humvee back. Y'all just don't know. Look, she says little hill. Yeah, if you would have seen that hill, it was a. But you know what I will say? I will say this. I'm proud of you guys in that y'all handled it. You know, at least you were out stress testing the vehicles, right?
Well, we stress tested definitely.
Y'all stress tested.
It just didn't pass.
Did not pass. All right, look. So at least it wasn't the BC's vehicle, right? Y'all remember what happened with his vehicle? We were getting ready to head out on. We was headed out on mission. And we had just got the chaplain prayed over everything, and we leaving, and then that joker just, it just died.
Oh man!
Right when we're heading out on mission, man. That was, and it wasn't like FTX mission; it was mission. So it was good that you guys stress tested before that. So thank you.
Which one was that? Where were we going with that one?
I think we were headed to Poland.
Oh.
I think we were headed to Poland.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, that was wow. So
that was a convoy to remember too.
That was a convoy to remember.
They're all good convoys.
Yeah, true. Those are facts. So, it's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with the youngest of us, Lips. Matt Damon.
Starting all that nonsense.
Matt
Come on,
Damon.
Salt and Pepper. Come on now.
You're the one that told me, man. You told me that was your nickname, so you know it sticks. It sticks.
I know it's my call sign too. It's my call sign.
That's your call sign.
You had to embrace it. You have to embrace it.
Oh man, so we're gonna have to get to that story. But before we get to that story, I want everybody to know who you guys are, man. So y'all gonna tell us who you are, where you from, and what do you do? You start off, Lips.
All right. So I am Stephen Osborne. I'm from Boston. We're all in the Army. I am a very young team leader at 92nd Chemical, and we just got back from Korea.
All right. What's up, McKinney?
Ellington McKinney. I am from California, and I am a 91 Bravo. And like I said, I just took over as a motor sergeant in a 552 ADA.
Let's go, Sheps.
I am Lindsay Sheps. I am from Casa Grande, Arizona. Currently stationed at Fort Campbell. Part of the 3rd Brigade Rockasons. I know a bunch of people here are probably very familiar with that.
Yes.
I am a squad leader for the treatment section in a Row 1 in a BEB. So.
And you are a medic, right?
I am a medic, 68 whiskey, 100 proof.
So I had medics, I had mechanics, and I had the wonderful NBC all together, meshed up in one office of madness.
Had a good time.
One office of madness. And yes, Shabooty Boom. Yes, I am calling him Lips. Lips. That's his nickname and his call sign now that we know it. So, all right. So tell me, in the reverse order. So what made you come into the military, Sheps?
So it was kind of like an on-the-fly decision. Senior year, 1 month from graduating high school. Like I had everything lined up to go to college, like application, student ID, everything. And then I just stopped one day and I was just like, I really don't want to pay student loans or tuition. I was like, I don't even have the money for any of this. So I was just like, I called up the recruiter. The next day we talked in the cafeteria after school one day. And then I came home and I was like to my mom, I'm like, I'm going to join the Army. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to join the Army. So for the next couple weeks after that, just kept visiting recruiter's office and everything. And then, it's like maybe right after graduation, signed the papers, and that was it.
So what your pops
It was
say?
all the time.
Was he with it, or was he support you?
Initially, he was like, you're not joining the Army. And then, like, after enough time, like, let's just say the only time I got to talk to the recruiter myself was that day after school in the cafeteria. Every single time after that, he was sitting right next to me in the recruiter's office. I think it was mostly a conversation between him and the recruiter. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay. So, well, yeah, he's definitely been my number one supporter since, I would say day one, not day zero. But, yeah, he's definitely had my back through thick and thin, no matter where I go, so.
That's awesome. What made you come in, McKinney? What was your driving factor?
So right before I joined, I was actually a waiter at a restaurant, and I wasn't doing anything but going to work and going to the gym and coming home. And I decided I need something to fill my time. And I was about to go back to school. I was looking through college brochures and all that, and something just told me to walk into the recruiter's office. I walked in, I told them I was interested, they gave me some information, and they told me what to bring back to start paperwork. I was like, okay. I left, came back the next day, and started my paperwork, and that was kind of it. But they had a running bet. They didn't think I was going to come back. They actually
really?
bet each other lunch. They did not think I was going to come back.
And this was where? Where was this, in California or where?
Yeah, this is in Sacramento, California.
Sacramento, Sacktown. All right, come on, Patriot.
So I was well before I was in high school when all the Boston bombing nonsense happened in 2013. That kind of made the decision for me that I wanted to go in. My junior year of high school, I became one of the delayed entry people, and then right after I graduated high school that summer, I went to the Army, and here I am 4 years later. Wow, 4 years later.
4 years.
Getting old.
4
Getting
years.
old.
What's your rank right now, Ozzy?
$5 for long, baby.
You an E5?
Yeah.
What's your rank, fool?
Oh,
Sergeant.
E5, yeah. Sergeant
Osborne. Oh man, how that sound, y'all? How does that sound? Yeah, yes.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Sergeant Osborne. Now, tell me, Osborne. I got some stories for all of y'all, but you gotta tell me how does a private decide that they're gonna go tell the battalion command team they need to come over and clean their weapons ASAP? Explain this.
My boss, Sergeant McKinney, he was the main armor, and I was his diligent assistant. And we're doing weapons one day. I think it was the indoor range at the time, and people were trying to drop off weapons, and we weren't having that. So I'm like, hey, Sergeant Major BC, you gotta come clean your weapons, and they did. They cleaned them.
Yeah. Hey, there was some phone calls made, like there's a private over here telling me I gotta clean my weapon. I was like, oh Lord. Hey, Bookman says, "Hang in there, lips, for 16 more years. Hunt the good stuff." Hey, does that sound familiar to you guys?
That's from Brooks.
No, it's Leonard Bookman. That's my old first sergeant. That's who I
Probably heard
stole
stories
Hunt the
about
good
him.
stuff from. All right, so McKinney, right? How does a mechanic get a car and destroy it?
So I'm driving in the Motorpool parking lot.
You killed Little Red.
The Motorpool parking
she
lot
was
is
good to go, man. Little Red was awesome.
The Motorpool parking lot was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
It was.
And there was dips. And Little Red was a little bit low to the ground. And just came over one of those dips just a little bit too fast. Cracked the oil pan. And I didn't realize it until I'm trying to park and the car is slowing down. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't have steering control, I don't have steering power. Like,
oh my god.
It was terrible. And I ended up like having to get like halfway in the parking spot and I had to push it the rest of the way in.
Oh no. How did you get it back to the barracks?
It was at the barracks that happened. Like that's when I noticed the car was starting to slow down.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh man, I couldn't get it gas. Yeah.
Ooh. Man.
Pushes the rest of the way into the parking spot and then it sat there for God knows how long.
It sat there. I felt so bad for her. She's sitting up on 3, 4 wheels, 2 wheels. I'm like, what did he do? He's a mechanic. You're a mechanic. All right, Shep. So I've used you as an example in a lot of trainings, man. So we did a high speed 9 Megan, and talk to us about talk to us about 9 Megan first, and then I want to talk about the last day. You remember what happened on the last day? We were on the victory lap, and it's related to Sharp.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember that day.
Remember that?
I mean, no matter how much, like, I would personally think, like, no matter how much the Army trains you when it comes to Sharp or how you're brought up, it's just a natural instinct to be like, you see somebody in trouble, they're struggling, like, I just want to help. Like, that's what I thought in my mind, like, in the moment. Of course, like, after the fact, like, I thought about Sharp and everything, but, like, I don't know, to me, it just felt like the right thing to do. Situation was victory lap. We were finally finishing up, I consider it the Trail of Tears, because it was 4 long days of just rucking and rucking and rucking.
How many miles?
It was
over 100
officially miles. Like on the certificate, it's 100 days, 100 miles in 4 days, but I think it totaled out to be 111 miles just to get to the start point.
Yeah.
And then from the end point back to Camp Humstead and everything. But victory lap, like, everybody's like, they're having a good time. Of course, pass around free alcohol and everything. I mean, we as U.S. military definitely did our due diligence. Like, we were responsible about everything. And I look over kind of like to our left, and I see one of the Spanish teams, and they're getting a little rowdy. I'm like, okay, they're just having fun. But I noticed, like, their female teammate, she just was like looking very annoyed. And the closer I looked, I was like, oh, her male counterpart is like really, really up in her space, like inappropriately touching her. I can't understand too much Spanish, but I guess he was like saying suggestive comments and everything. So just like immediately my brain, I'm like, let's just get her out of the situation. So I just hooked her arm around her. I didn't look back, and I was like, hey, let's go. I don't know if she understood me. I know if she understood a little bit, but like trying to make small talk and everything, and just away from the situation. So that's kind of how I saw it. Just in spur of the moment, like, help a friend out, help a fellow female out, etc. So
yeah, it was good. So I don't know if it was I don't know if it was her teammates. There was people coming out trying to hug and kiss on everybody as we were coming through.
Yeah.
And I remember her teammate continuing to go forward, and they kind of left her with a bunch of guys who was kind of like all in her space.
Yeah.
And I was all the way in the back, limping through. I don't think I was planning on doing that final lap until I realized that you're gonna walk one way or the other. So I might as well do the victory lap. And when we saw you grab her, we kind of pushed them all the way to the back with all of us, kind of like just funneled them through. And that was outstanding, man. That could have been a commercial for a shark. It was so perfectly timed. It was like, without even thinking about it, we're all gimping through. You know, we look like the what we call the mechanized. You know how you got that profile platoon. They're all on. We were broken. But you know, you coming through and everybody screaming like, "Yeah, USA, USA!" You know, it make you feel good, right? And then we saw that, and you did that, man. That was outstanding, man. I was so proud of you for doing that.
I appreciate it, Top.
Cool. So look. What military ties do you guys have? Was there anybody else that served in your family that kind of helped solidify you making the decision to come in? McKinney.
For me, I did have a grandfather, an uncle. My dad served. My grandfather and uncle served in the Air Force, though. My dad was in the Army, and I would say my biggest drive to serve was definitely my sister. She retired in the fall of 2016, I want to say.
Yeah. And
she did her 20 years, and as long back as my earliest memory of her, she was in the Army. And so that's, anytime I didn't know where she was, I just know she was off doing Army things. And she's been a real big support for me going through my career. And like when I first came in, she was there in my corner from day one, and she's been really supportive, just giving me advice, and I know I can talk to her whenever I need it.
That's good. What about you, Sheps?
For me, my grandfather served in World War II, and my uncle served in Vietnam. So it wasn't really a family tradition within me to serve, but it definitely was a family tradition to pick which branch I wanted to join.
Yeah.
So, and also, you know, open more career opportunities. So for me, it was definitely solidified a little bit through tradition to stay with the Army.
Okay. What about you, Lips? Sergeant.
Lips, man.
Sergeant Lips. Yeah.
Yeah, I have like, a couple uncles. My grandfather served, but we had like some Marines. We had a Coast Guard. We had some Army, and it was kind of just down to like career choice, kind of like Sergeant Shep said. Like the career choice is really what does it for you, because it's the one that gives you all the options. So that's what solidified it for me.
That's awesome. So look, tell me, what is one of your biggest leadership challenges that you have faced as an NCO, Lips?
I think the hard part, well, like besides being like, young and everything, I think the hard part is, for me, it's taking on too much at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to put my hands in everything. I want to do everything, but I need to give my people the chance to learn. I need to give other NCOs the opportunity to lead instead of just having it one person doing everything.
That's good. How long did it take you to learn that?
I'm still learning it.
What about you, Sheps?
I have not perfected it.
For me, the hardest things I've learned was probably very similar to what Sergeant Osborne now said. I remember when I first got to the MCAS right after I was finished up with HHD, and we did peer evals, which actually I like that process. You learn a lot about yourself through your left and right, and it was very much the same as just learning to take a step back, letting a lot of your junior leaders, your specialists, your privates learn from themselves, observing versus doing, and then if they need help, then you're there to help them and correct them. That's really it. So.
What about you, McKinney? Duke?
I would say my biggest challenge has been delegating. As Sergeant Osborne can attest to, I did a lot of things by myself, and there were times where I probably did need his help, and he was probably just sitting there watching me do it. And I didn't tell him anything. I just did everything myself. And it's a process learning how to let other people handle the business that they need to handle while you do your NCO duties as well. And I'm still trying to learn that. I'm still fighting that urge to not do everything myself and actually delegate to the soldiers and let them learn on their own.
That's good.
Runs in the
especially-
family, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, it does. It does. it took a long time for me to get it too, but you just have to. You gotta realize you gotta make yourself expendable. Is that the right word I want to use?
Non-expendable?
No, you don't want to be non-expendable. You want to be. You want them to be able to function without you. Work yourself out of a job, right?
Yeah.
So how many times, Sheps, how many times did we go on missions and what we planned on doing was not what we planned? We didn't end up going out the door with all the people who we were supposed to be going out the door with.
Almost every single time, I think.
Almost every time.
We did
right?
all. Yep.
So how many times did we, out of our little office of people, I had to send you out, McKinney, to be with the motor pool, help them out. I had to send, one or whoever to be supply, whatever. We had to cover down on a lot of stuff. Now, we did get to do some fun stuff. So, on all of the missions that we did, what was one of your most memorable missions? We'll go on up there with Sergeant Sheps. What was one of your most memorable missions that you got to do while in the...
I would say at least while I was in HHD was when I got to OC in Hohenfels for 30 days, because that was also the time the DV mission came down, and Sergeant McKinney took that, even though he knew I wanted it. So there I was, freezing my butt off in Hohenfels, Germany, and then Sergeant McKinney is just chilling in Belgium, getting paid a lot more for that. And I was in a Humvee that didn't have heating, so. No, but also, I actually did really like that mission a lot. I mean, the face paint aside, the broken heating aside, mudding and driving a Humvee by myself for the first time under nods was really cool. I definitely learned a lot when it came to, medical health systems, sustainment, support, the doctrine, medical logistics, medical operations. So, I mean, for me, it was definitely a chance to see, from outside perspective, what we do, at least as a Role 1, Role 2, but then looking at the bigger picture, the medical support for an entire unit. So I think that was one of my most favorite missions while I was out there.
That's good. That's good. What about you, Sergeant Lips?
Actually, it wasn't even one of the missions we went on. Doing the gas chambers, every quarter, every 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the most fun I had and probably the best learning experience for me. Besides you guys gave me the reins to do it the way I wanted to do it, and then we actually would get good turnouts, so it'd be cool because we had the other chem guys come out and we could really run the show we wanted to. So that taught a lot about how to run a successful operation and all that happy jazz. So that was probably my favorite experience.
All right, what you got, McKinney?
Mine was definitely when I was still with HHD when it happened. The SF came down from Stuttgart, and they were training us on that. They did a whole mission about infiltrating a village and clearing rooms and just their whole operations the way they would do it. And that was very memorable to me. That stuck with me for years, and I feel like that's going to be one of my most treasured memories when I move on to whatever next chapter I have, because it was just every time they ask us about a training opportunity, I always bring up that mission. Hey, I know I can teach this. I know we can go through this training really quickly, and it'll be valuable to everyone.
Yeah. What about that training that we did with the 110 that you got to do, Sheps? You and Williams, Big Sergeant Will. Then y'all
was it Sergeant Williams? I thought it was Sergeant Fertil.
No, the one
was it the one in
while we were up in we were doing EFMB, and I sent you and Will over to cover.
Oh yeah.
Cover some of their
stuff.
She
was actually she's in a different group than me, but we got to actually help support the 10th group for their live fire exercise prior to them to get ready for a rotation. And on top of just doing med coverage for them, helping them out because they were down medics and their 18 Delta needed to be with the team on the mounted patrol. They were like, hey, you want to come to the gunfighter gym and, you know, it's like EST on steroids. Like, and they had like every single, any type of weapon you can think of. And it wasn't like our normal EST where you have the air hose connected to like a floor system. Like, it was mag-filled air. It was like, what was it? PSI.
Yeah.
So you can move, you can shoot, you can walk around in between, and just the camaraderie the SF guys have. Their culture is just something else, like beyond me and everything. Like, they're like, hey, you want to like try this weapon out? I'm like, sure. They're like, just hop in whenever there's a space and anybody comes out. I'm like, sure. And it was just like, I think it was like really, really cool and everything. So, and definitely lifted my hopes out because I failed at EFMB, but you know, the time will come eventually. But yeah, those are a really good group of guys there. I'm glad that we got to build like, you know, a relationship with them, with our medical unit. That way, obviously down the road, we managed to do that 2-week training, which I couldn't do because I was of course on mission as usual, but you know, it was really fun.
Hey, you set it up, man. You set it up so that others could come through that door. But you know what? When they talked about it, they always asked us, they was always asking us, and I'm like, I don't have medics. And they was like, but you gave us medics before. And I'm like, yeah, but those are not medics. That's not their capacity right now. But you know, it was good. So you guys definitely opened up that door. We started working. Remember, CID would come over and ask us to cover for those guys too. And it used to be so wild because they would call and they'd be like, yeah, this is Special Agent such and such. I need to speak to First Sergeant. And I'm like, oh, oh man. Yeah. And I'm like, yep, what's going on? They was like, yeah, you guys took care of us. You know, we wanted to give us some of the medics that y'all had. And I'm like, man, you got to lead off with that, man. You can't. Don't just be calling saying we need to talk to the First Sergeant. It's the Special ID. You know, I'm like, yo, my heart stopped. I'm like,
what Osborne do this time?
who did stupid, right? Really? Who did something stupid? So it was good, man. We had we definitely opened up doors for a lot of people because what I did after that was I was like, let me talk to First Sergeant Johnson. I know they had a lot of missions, and you know, Sergeant Sheps, when you went over there, you can see that y'all were out, y'all were moving a lot. And I was hoping that him and Captain Coates could, you know, at least carry that because we technically we couldn't, but we made ways so that, and we work hard, we play hard, right?
Oh yeah.
We work hard, we play hard. So if I can get y'all to do some DV stuff, we're gonna go drive around some distinguished visitors, right? But then we may be on a train.
Yeah. Oh my God.
A train.
That was a mess. That should have been. That's your most memorable moment right there. The train.
Man.
Tell us
You were
about
on that with Sergeant Lucas, right?
Tell us about the journey
that was
on the
great.
train, Sergeant McKinney. What happened with the train, man? Y'all was supposed to be there already.
So with the train, will we tell both stories going there and coming back?
Yeah, tell it, man.
Alright.
About the stuff
So
about the fall off.
going there, it was me and Specialist Mendoza. He was the chaplain's assistant, and the trip there was fine. Like, we had power the entire time. Everything was fine. It was like a 4-day trip. Like, everything going there was fine. It was the trip back that was awful. Like, it was supposed to be a 4-day trip. It ended up taking us 10 days on the train to get back.
This is a railhead mission for you guys that don't know. We are we've expedited, we've taken buses, we've done everything that we could do, but all of our stuff was railheaded out through many countries. And you know, we had to have our escort. So he's the escort. So go ahead, finish.
So on the way back, it was me. It was I don't remember his name. A staff sergeant and 2 other E5s.
Sergeant, start with a C, I think. Cool guy. He was he's a logistician. He's a 68 Juliet, I think it was. I wish I remember his name. I know you're talking about. Go ahead, Staff. So it'll come to me.
So we get out there. We're coming back from Bulgaria. We're passing through Romania, and somehow we missed the way the trains run in Europe. You have a time window, and if you miss your time window, you have to wait for the next window to actually move. So somehow we missed our time window and had to wait like 3 days for the next window. And the power kept going out on the train, so we didn't have like any AC, and it was hot, like at least 90 degrees. It was hot. Oh my gosh. And then we ended up getting picked up about like at the border of Germany, and we took a taxi, which was like I want to say like a 4 to 6 hour drive from the border of Germany back to Baumholder.
Yeah, because you're on the Poland side.
Oh my gosh. That was the worst train ride ever.
We were all on 4-day weekends waiting for y'all to come back.
Bulgaria,
I need you for this first stat. Where are you?
Yeah, it's like, yo,
Bulgaria was a mess.
What's
It was
going
a
on?
mess.
That was crazy, man. So, all right, give me some pros and cons, man, of being. You guys are young leaders. So, chefs, how long have you been in?
In August will be 9 years.
9 years. Actually. McKinney.
Yeah.
In November, it will be 8 years.
8 years. And you're at what, almost 4?
In June, it'll be 4.
4 years. I got an array of leaders in the building. So, our chefs, tell us what's some of your pros, pros and cons of your time in service. That some of the things that you would say are good, and some of the things that are maybe not so good.
For me, my pros were the ability to travel. Maybe not so much like stateside, but definitely be when I was over in Korea for a year, and then being in Germany for 3 years. The opportunity to travel when you're given like, at least in Easter, guaranteed 4 days and at least a 3-day every month. Like that's your window. It's Army's like I consider it pay time off because we have set pay, and it's just as long as it was like a NATO country and everything, you can just country hop like every other weekend. Another pro for me would definitely meeting new people, new friends from every like walk of life, and my best friend I found in Germany, which is Sergeant McKinney. So we pretty much text almost on the daily, mostly memes, and then like small existential crises here and there. I just had my most recent one, so definitely friends were one of the best parts about it. So
yeah, what about you, McKinney?
Yeah, like Sergeant Chef said, met my best friend in Germany. That was huge. Like, and just some like you kind of think about it, like some of the decisions you make bring you to this point where you're meeting people that you never thought you would meet, and that's a really great opportunity. Also, another pro, if you're not super sure about what you want to do in life, Army kind of, in a sense, it kind of hits pause on whatever you're doing, and you kind of feel like you're suspended in this bubble of like you're just suspended in time, and you can decide, hey, you can decide on this is the route I want to take, or this is the route I want to take, and you just kind of decide from there. Just I would say there's just one con that I guess constantly keep coming up against is you kind of miss things, and it's a small sacrifice, I would say, but you miss things. I've missed weddings, I've missed births, I've missed funerals, and it's just those chances to either start that new chapter with someone or maybe say goodbye to someone, and you kind of miss those opportunities. But outside of that, overall, I would say it's more pros than cons.
Yeah. What you got, Osborne?
I think they hit the head on most of the things. I mean, the camaraderie is definitely like the number one thing, and then obviously the Army gives you all these benefits, but you don't really think about that when you're in. That applies once you're out. But you really get the opportunity to experience a lot of things that no one else will. I mean, like I've gone to a ton of the countries in Europe. We get to play with guns for fun. We get to drive around these sometimes cool vehicles. You know, I've rappelled off of mountains out of helicopters. Like, you do all this cool stuff and you learn all this stuff for free, but you miss some stuff. So that's the downside. And the Army wastes your time sometimes, but it is what it is. You're on salary. What are you gonna do?
Look, you're 24/7, buddy.
24/7.
It's Uncle Sam's time. Now that.
Oh yeah.
Now, how do as a leader, how do you fix that? How do you try to fix that?
Try to fix the time issue?
Yeah.
Well, when you got a busy day and you know you're going to be stuck, or if you have some leadership likes to keep people behind, just let your people know up front, like, hey, this is how it's going to be today. You guys already know what's going on. I'm going to try to get your time back later, whether it's some time in the morning, whether it's, you know, a lighter PT or something like that. Like, you just got to find creative ways to get them their time back.
It's my time. They ain't got no time. What are you talking about? Get your time back. Man, I thought I taught you some stuff, man.
Oh no! If you are sitting around doing nothing, that's no one's time. That's just wasting time.
That is
and you know
wasting
it's
time.
Wasting time.
No,
it's
man.
wasting time. But you can utilize that time. Utilize that time to teach classes. You get your hip pocket trainings.
Yeah.
Try to solve some issues.
What am I asking them, McKinney? How do you alleviate that waste of time that a lot of people feel like the Army does? As a leader, how do you take care of that or handle that?
Now I feel like my answer is gonna be wrong because I kind of because even he can attest to, like, if something took his time, I would fight to get his time back. Like, whatever time that was used, like, that he wasn't supposed to give, I would get it back. Like, there were times where we had to pull CQ for other people for other sections, and I would be like, hey, he pulled CQ for this person, I'm going to give him the afternoon off. And some people will be okay with that, some people aren't. But then I would find ways to, like, give him his time back. But then, like you said, also, like, you use that time for training.
He ain't got no time. But he ain't got no time.
You teach them things.
It's all my time. What are you talking about? Give him his time back. He ain't got no time, man. That's my time.
No. You take the time when we were in there talking for 2 hours doing nothing.
We repurpose the time.
No, I be trying to do my work, and y'all come into the office, and I'm like, all right,
got so many stories.
out brief time. Come on, and y'all standing in there.
We were villainous with that. We were villainous with that.
Y'all were villainous.
We were villainous because every time, like, we'd come in there and be like, we don't want to really do any more work. Let's get top talking for a little bit, and then he's gonna realize what time it is, and then he's gonna let us go.
Get out of here!
And look, I don't know if Sergeant Mustache is still on, but they caught on to that too, and they would do that, and I'm like, hold up, why we in here, man? Get out of here, go, no, get out, y'all. I'm supposed to be doing some work.
Gonzo?
No, it's Sanchez, Inspector Nacho. Look, First Sergeant, I said First Sergeant. Bookman says hip pocket training, the Army's time. Hunt the good stuff. That's right, it's the Army's time. All right, Sheps, what you got? What's your answer? How do you, as a leader, how do you deal with that, taking care of soldiers when you have a situation where people waste time?
Usually, like, especially, like, in February, I wasn't there because I was on con leave, but, like, even coming back off surgery, a lot of the company and the unit was staying later because we had a last-minute mission come down, obviously, with things kicked off in Ukraine, like, the whole army was scrambling, and so we would just, like, what time we can give, but we also, like, told them, you're still on call, so just go relax, chill, be with family, get some food, take care of what you need to do. But just remember, like, we can still call you back, but, like, 9 times out of 10, the day was still theirs. Like, very rarely called them back unless it's for, like, super, like, small, menial tasks or whatnot. Or we try to, like, do some fun stuff. Be like, oh, it's, like, 1,500. Take them over to the rock playground. Go through the O course, like, get some good PT in, while we still can. But, yeah, try to use the time productively as well. Or I'd be like, if it's 1,500 and there's nothing else to do for the day, I'd be like, go work on your correspondence courses and stuff like that. Go to the Ed Center, enroll in some classes and stuff, kickstart that off. Just trying to make it productive time, like, because technically it's still Uncle Sam's time until at least 1700. But also just trying to develop the soldiers in the way. Like, I feel like sometimes hip pocket training is a cop out. Be like, oh, let's learn how to make an HLZ. I'm like, well, you've done 3 HLZ classes this week. I don't think they need any more of that. But I just try to find productive ways to for the soldiers to go do stuff. And then also, like, hey, let's open up the counseling packets. Let's see what needs work on, like, what needs to be updated. Like, where are you at with, like, your career plan and everything. So that's how I usually try to break it down. And honestly, if it's, like, closer to the end of the week and, like, they've been busting their butt and everything, I'll be like, 1,500, okay, the day is yours. I'm not going to bug you. Don't worry about classes. Just, you've earned it. They definitely earned it. So that's how I try to, like, break it down, at least.
Okay. So
that's such a better answer.
What you said was basically hip pocket training. Hip pocket training is, it's like, okay, we did that already. What else can we talk about from a leadership standpoint? So the answer I'm looking for is a mix, right? One, don't give them that ability or that inch to take it a mile to have that entitled, right? I'm entitled to this time. Because once you do that, then you have to take that time, then it's like, oh, it's my time. They took my time. It's not your time, it's my time. It's my time. Now, I'm going to let you use some of my time to go to school. That's what I'm going to let you use some of my time for. I'm going to let you use some of my time to study for this board that I got you going to. Right, McKinney?
Oh, man. Oh.
Right? So,
that was funny.
So what you do is you do give them time, but don't make them feel like it's their time. Go do this. I might have to reach you. If I can't reach you, it's going to be bad business, right? It's going to be bad business for everybody. So y'all better have your phones on. You better make sure you don't have Sprint or whoever it is, that Metro, PCS, whatever it is. No disrespect to those guys. I'm just saying, you better get a reception, man. If T-Mobile can get a reception all the way over in Europe,
yeah,
you better have a reception, because when I need to get y'all, because remember what happened when we was getting ready to go out the door, they was like, look, finally they was like, all right, go ahead, you can let them go and call them back. And then it was like, as soon as we got everybody out the door, they was like, hey, guess what? We're gonna leave. It's like, oh.
It's worse if you work in the barracks. That's worse. Is you're right there. Get you back at any time. 2,000, I don't care.
Oh man.
If you didn't run away already.
Yeah.
All right. Look. So y'all have some good answers, man. So let's make it a little lighter. Okay. We'll start with the youngster. If you could talk to anyone in history, who would you pick to hold a conversation with, and why?
That's tough. I saw that. I've been thinking about it. That's a tough question. I don't know.
You want me to skip?
Maybe. I don't know. No. I have an answer. The President John F. Kennedy. That's who I'd talk to.
Why?
I talked to him to see how he dealt with the Cuban Missile Crisis. Probably the closest we were to nuclear war. He's a guy from the Boston area, so that's part of the reason. But besides his whole womanizing ways, his display of leadership during that crisis was very good, and I just wanted to see what his mindset was during that.
Oh man. You could have skipped that part, but okay.
We got to deal with everything.
You got to deal with everything. So, Mr. President, is it true?
It's true. Oh, it's true. Oh, it's true.
Is it true? Like, you know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm about to ask you. So just get ready for this, and you don't worry. They haven't invented social media yet, so I can't really.
I'm not wearing a wire. All
right, Sheps, who you got?
I thought about it, and then I don't know, somehow randomly Eleanor Roosevelt just popped up in my head, so I'm gonna go with it. everything she's done for, like, obviously being the first lady, everything she's done for women, and then like her progressive views and everything. I mean, I feel like she'd just be a really, really cool person to like interview, talk with, like, you know, get some life advice from.
Okay.
So.
All right, Duke Ellington.
I mean, I didn't choose anyone famous personally. For me, it would be my grandfather. Mostly because because he passed away in 2016, and I was at NTC when it happened. I was only a few hours away, and I didn't get to have that conversation.
Yeah.
So for me, that would be the one conversation I would like to have, and just kind of just let him know what happened, like where I'm at, and you know, kind of that stuff. Because I really would have liked for him to know how things were going.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. It didn't have to be anybody famous. It's important. It's important to you, so that's all that matters. All right, so if you could change one thing in your past, what would it be, and why? We'll start with you, Mr. Duke, since you just finished. That may be one of them, huh?
Woo! Crazy enough, that would not be one of the things I would change. Man, that's another tough question. I think as crazy as this sounds, I think I would have joined the Army a little bit sooner, just to get that experience under my belt. And just like at this point, I would have been a little bit further along, and I think I would have maybe had like a different viewpoint on the Army.
Yeah.
But that's all dependent upon whether I get to keep the knowledge I have now.
Well, you know, we'll get down the line to some of those other things, but yeah, you know, you heard of the multiverse of madness, so
Yeah.
All right, Sheps, what you got? What would you do?
One thing I would change is definitely go for more schools, badges, competitions but like as soon as I joined the Army, I would like just tell my 18-year-old self and be like, just do it. The worst thing you're gonna do is be in the same place you are now. But I mean, just have the courage to, you know, go for EF&B when I had the chance, go for the courage to go to Air Assault when I had the chance, you know, go to more schools, ask more questions definitely of my leaders, not just what I needed to know to get out of work for the day, but, you know, like how to get through my career for the rest of the years, you know, that's what I would probably say. Again, I joined at 18, so I was very young, still kind of ignorant to things around me, but the longer I'm in, the more I'm like, should have done that a lot sooner. Should have done it, because now who would have known, like 8 years down the line, like I would get re-injured, and now I'm out for the count right now, so
Yeah.
But still striving.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. What you got, Ozzy?
I don't think I'd change anything. I mean, I think everything that's happened is like, it's easy to be like, oh, I want this to happen, but who knows what direction my life would have gone. So I don't think I would have changed anything. I think I would follow the same path, and who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So I just play with the cards I've dealt myself, I guess.
I like it. Okay. All right. Ozzy,
Yeah.
what is a leader? In your own words.
A
And
leader.
give us your Mount Rushmore of leaders.
Oh. The Mount Rushmore of leaders is tough. Could I do like personal leaders?
You can do whatever leaders you want. It could be Papa Smurf.
Describing a leader is hard. Everyone has different leadership styles. I would say a leader is someone that helps someone else become the best version of themselves without any other like nefarious ideas to advance themselves. Hi, Mom. Without any other ideas to try to advance themselves, just A leader is someone that tries to bring the best out of their own people and make their people the best version of themselves.
Now you're.
I don't know about a Mount Rushmore of leaders.
Just some
They either
leaders, some leaders that have been important in the development and building of you from a young man to a young leader to where you are now.
Oh, well, all right. Okay, let's talk about the three of you guys in here. So, you know, and no, yeah, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. So,
Come on,
you know,
360. Here we go. We're doing our 360 steps.
Do 360. So Sarn Gifford, and we don't need to go too far down the rabbit hole here, but you know, I came into the military when I was going through a lot of personal stuff, and I think Sarn Gifford was the guiding voice through that. I don't know how many times I came to you in your office like, hey, I got X, Y, and Z going on. I just need some advice, or I need someone to talk to. So besides all the Army information you've passed on to me, the actual like care. I mean, even now, how like we've talked pretty often. So I think that's like a real lasting relationship, and I think that it has impacted me a lot. Sergeant McKinney, who was my second first line supervisor, he taught me a lot about just putting my head down and getting some shit done, even when it's not necessarily. Sorry for cursing. Sorry, I meant getting stuff done. Despite any of the issues you may face, whether it is resources or sometimes rank or anything like that. Like, just teach me that you can get it done if you have the willpower to do it. So get it done and then be done with it. And then for Sergeant Sheps, I have a story about Sergeant Sheps. It's not a funny story. So this is actually going back to Bulgaria and Romania. When we were in Bulgaria and Romania, I went on a observer mission, and I drove out some of the people, and we were just supposed to watch an airborne operation. And during the airborne operation, there were a ton of casualties. And for anyone that is listening that doesn't know, a casualty is any type of injury. And I'm not medical, but being in a medical company, I knew a lot of medical stuff. I got called into the hospital tent to do work. That was like really long night, really hard night. And when I came back, the first person to come and talk to me and make sure I was okay was Sergeant Sheps. So teaching empathy and teaching that it's not always just like, hey, get right back to work. Like, you know, having empathy for your soldiers, especially during like an actually hard time and a time that could be super impactful, it's important to take the 2 seconds to check on the soldier. That's what I got.
And just a little bit more backstory. So there was a Murphy always shows up, right? And Murphy showed up big during that. It was a huge operation, and a lot of service members they were injured, and I think some died, right?
We had one fatality.
Yeah. And
yeah,
so,
I mean,
to have my guys out there who was just supposed to be getting the opportunity to experience and witness, you know, this live event. It was a wet gap crossing. I think it was right.
It was I know it was like it was an airborne thing, and they were supposed to do operations, but then when everything went wrong, they couldn't continue the operation. But yeah, we had I think it was like 24 casualties. We had one death, obviously. But yeah, I mean, when I got called and I was doing all this stuff or whatever, like I got to fall back on the medical training I'd received, and I was happy that I had leaders that taught me things that I could fall back on. And you know, it was a good display of my training, but it was also good that I knew I had leadership that was going to support me when I was, you know, still kind of hyped up from all the adrenaline and, you know, trying to comprehend everything that happened that night.
Yeah, and you was still a young troop at that time. So
yeah,
it was good. That says a lot. All right, who's next? Sheps.
Yep. A leader, in my own words, even though I remember the conversation back in your office, you're like, what's the difference between an NCO and a leader? I was like, this is another trick question, but not anymore now. Now that I'm thinking about it, a leader is, they're a servant. They're a servant of whatever profession they're in. They're a servant of whatever, like, morals they follow, ethics they follow, just building people up, making people better, being selfless whenever you can, but knowing the time to take a step back, take care of yourself as well.
Right.
So for me, that's the definition of a leader. Like, everybody's human. We all make mistakes. It's all understanding the mistakes and then just improving from there. That's for me. That's my definition of a leader. As for the Mount Rushmore of leaders, I'd say a lot of them really do stem from just being in the military, having like the right people like in the right positions at the right time as well.
I agree.
I don't know if she's watching this. She could be watching it, but definitely one of the ones I look up to is first at the time for Sergeant Osborne, not you, Ozzy. Different one. She was definitely like super high speed, and she was also afraid to like admit, she's like, yeah, today's a bad day, but we're gonna get through it. And now she's picked up Master Sergeant and she's like working in MedCom, and I just see all her motivating like videos all the time on Facebook, smiles and everything, like super fitness addict. So I mean, like, she's definitely somebody I look up to. Getting to the 421st, kind of came in during like a lull time for the unit, and then I know you didn't want it at the time, but when they're announcing the new detachment sergeant, I'm like, I really hope it's Sergeant Gifford or Sergeant Gallagher. Knowing you from being on a 9 Megan team, I was like, there's definitely like an NCO, like I'll follow, blindly wherever they want to take me or whatever they tell me to do, I'll do it, So definitely use Sergeant Gifford. And then also leadership looking left and right. I mean, like Sergeant McKinney was definitely another one, like, taking guidance from your fellow peers, nothing wrong with that, especially if they know something more than you know, it's perfectly okay. But yeah, that's how I kind of see it. Like, leadership is just up and down. Like, I don't know, quite a few times I even came to Osborne like, hey, I need your help. Like, there's leadership's found anywhere you look. I mean, you don't always have to look up.
Yes, so. Come on now. That's some wisdom. Come on, Sheps.
So
that's a hard one to follow, McKinney. It's your turn, man.
I mean, as far as what a leader is to me, a leader, yeah, like, I mean, they've kind of said everything that I would have said. They take care of their soldiers. They show that empathy for their soldiers, like when they're going through stuff, and also like a leader, they kind of like as the Army says, they provide purpose, direction, motivation, and they give you that like insight into how to, one, do their job, and one, how to do your job a little bit better with a different perspective. And that's, I feel like that's really tough to provide to some people. Not that the person that they're providing it to is difficult in any way, but it's hard to give someone a different perspective on how to do their own job. And I think that's, if you can do that out and it's outside of your own job, then that you're doing a great job. Yeah. Mount Rushmore, man. So definitely Sergeant Gifford. He taught me how to have that empathy for soldiers, and hey, like, this soldier's going through something, or how to take care of soldiers, and just how to be there for them when they need you and give the advice that they ask you for. And like Sergeant Sheps said, looking to your left and right, Sergeant Sheps, man. Like, there are so many times I feel like she told me to do something, and I just kind of look at her like, that sounds like the most pointless thing I've ever heard. But but then I also looked at it of, I don't know what I'm doing. She's been here. I haven't. So I'm going to listen to her. And a lot of the times it turned out to not be pointless at all. It was the exact right thing to do. And that's kind of where I learned to not do the right thing, but not just do the right thing when it's convenient for you, but do the right thing all the time and make sure you're holding other people to that same standard that you're at. Like, just keep doing the right thing. Another leader, my sister, that she was retired in the military. I got to see her work like one time, and just the professionalism, the level of professionalism that she did her job while I was sitting there watching her was just otherworldly. It was just amazing to watch her work, and I probably should have told her to tune into this, but
And you could give her the replay, man. Send it to her. She could rewatch it. That's
Yeah.
awesome. But that's supposed to be part of your humble brag or your what do you say, humble boast?
yeah. So she kind of taught me you can be tough and people still like you. As she taught me that, and also Sergeant Sheps. I can't tell you how many people I came across that were like, "You like Sergeant Sheps? That's crazy." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking about? She's
Heck
fine.
yeah,
Like,
man.
if you're not doing the wrong thing, she is cool.
If you do the right thing, you're good. You're good if you do the right thing.
Like, if you're doing the wrong thing, you're gonna hate her because she's gonna hold you to that standard of the army, the standard that the army holds you to."
I remember one of the first things she said to me when I first show up. I'm barely 18 years old. I just came to Germany. I don't know what's going on. And she's like, "Listen, Osborne, don't hang around Anderson and who's the other kid? Who's the other kid in our shop?
I'm not gonna name it, but you know who
They're like,
it is.
don't hang around the wrong people, Osborne. You look like you got a good head on your shoulders."
Get a big head on your shoulders.
All right.
And look, that's look, I believe everything happens for a reason, man. You know, sometimes, unfortunately, we had a lot of people sent to a lot of people get sent to battalion because they messed up in their own duty station, right? In their own units. So they get sent to battalion and they get filtered through the system. If they were junior, you know, they ended up in our shops. And we had a couple of those soldiers that was like that. And I'm gonna tell you guys, and I know we can go all night because this is what we do, especially
Keep it rolling.
when y'all in my office, right? So,
Yep.
well, with Sheps, man, I'm telling you, Sheps, one of the things that I felt so bad for you because you were put in a rough position. And that's when I started talking to you about leadership before I got into the position, because you were sending out, or you were executing on things that you shouldn't have to be executing on at that time. And you were doing it, but you were very rough around the edges. and you was rough with seniors. And they like, did First Sergeant Sheps call you? I was like, nah, she ain't called me yet.
I remember that.
This is when I was at battalion, and they was like, "Yo, First Sergeant Sheps, man, she don't be playing, man. She gonna get you." And I was like, "Let me mentor this leader because you're good, but you were raw leadership. You know, like sometimes, like I tell my oldest daughter, she was born to be a leader, but the problem is she haven't learned that, so she comes off as bossy, especially to my youngest daughter." And they do this. And then McKinney, I think I seen you. It was we were in a meeting with the brigade commander. They came down. You remember that? And
was that for the competition?
No, it was a meeting. It was a meeting. We were all inside of the gym, and somebody had fell asleep. And you nicely walked up to them jokers and tightened them up real quick. And I was like, yeah, I need that soldier right there. And so look, this is how smooth it was. So I get a phone call. They like, "Yo, we got too many mechanics. You know, we got to do something with them. You know, we got this McKinney." And I was like, "Yo, that name sounds familiar. Yeah, let me get him." So I told the commander, and he was like, "Yo, First Sergeant, if you want him, we take him." So I was like, "Yeah, I want him." That's when I got you. I pulled you into the office.
He was so mad at you.
But look. My deal was, as long as your stuff is done, you can still go over there and do it. Your deal. I didn't want you guys. I didn't want to pull you like when the reason why I kept those opportunities for CID and special forces was because you're not. Well, I won't say you're not. Everybody didn't network or build those relationships. So not in all of those units were you going to have the opportunity to go and play at Gunfighter Gym. We got everybody the opportunity to do that. The entire battalion and then others to be able to do that, right? But what did I do? I sent my medics first, right? I sent Sheps. I sent Will. I sent what was my crazy staff sergeant that I had?
Del?
Sorry, Del Rosario.
No. The one who she was over you guys before I came in. She got sent out to 557.
Son Blaze.
Son Blaze. Blaze, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got her into some of those those opportunities, and then when we couldn't hold it anymore, I said, let me share it. And so I know McKinney wasn't happy about it, but when we went out on missions, you got to do your job. When Mondays, you got to do your job. And then when y'all broke my Humvee, you you got to do your job.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. And then Osborne came in, and he was just this motivated, man. I had to get him. You know, that's why he popped up on all of the tests, because I was like, he can't be that motivated just naturally. Hey, Chef, test this guy. We need him tested. He got too much energy, man. He got too much energy. Nah, but seriously though, you know, and then it was, I don't know what you guys think, but I believe that we cultivated a team that we weren't perfect. We could have even been, you know, cast as the island of misfit toys, right? but man, we made that thing work.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely
We were
made it
able
work.
to easily, it didn't feel easy, but because of the way we worked, we were able to facilitate people missing in places and even cover our mission at the same time. So we were covering down on all of the, you know, all the stuff we had to do, and then reaching out and helping other people. So man, that's a testament to you guys being professionals and being young leaders that I am proud of. And you know, I wanted to see you walk across that stage getting your EF&B Sheps. I know you wanted it, but trying it was even, you know, some people are just afraid. They're just afraid. And I you know, encourage you, once you get back healthy 100, go back, do it again. Because what's going to happen is your soldiers are going to see you, and you're going to be able to say, I did it. You going, you don't have to say it, but because you did it, now you're going to do it. Then I say that I'm not going to have you go do Morales and I haven't even tried it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to have y'all go do Audie Murphy and I haven't even tried it.
Don't start.
I got both of them.
Man.
I got both of them. I got both of them. Y'all, you already know that. Y'all know what you got to do. Get on it. Get to work. And then invite me to your ceremony so I can put my stuff on. I ain't shaving either. I'm just going to have my medal on.
That reminds me of the NCO induction ceremony.
I'm going to show up with my stuff on. And what does it say? Who is that? Was that you that I was inducting on McKinney? It was like, sound like me. I was reading off your your dating profile. He likes long walks on the beach. Hey, I'm gonna be there. I'll be there, man. But y'all gotta do it, man. Y'all, it's the reason that I was so passionate about it is because we need people that's gonna take that same passion and care and bring their soldiers to where you are. Take your place so that you can keep moving forward. You got to. You have to. You're charged to. So we're gonna move on. Lighter subject. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Come on,
DC.
DC? Come on, Sheps. Yeah. All right. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? McKinney first.
Teleportation, for sure. For sure.
Why?
Because there is so many times, like Sergeant Shep said, we talk almost daily. There are so many times where the stories that we tell each other would be so much funnier if we were right there in front of each other.
Look, first time Bookman said, if you put your uniform on with that beard, I will fly in to see it in person. Laugh out loud. Hey, Top. I'm going to show up just like this with all my medals on. After I'm officially, I'm out.
Yeah.
If y'all get it before July 31st, then I'll shave. I make that caveat. I'll shave if it's before July 31st.
It ain't happening before July 31st.
I'll be happy if you did it before July 31st, but I would not be happy about shaving. I'll tell you that. All right, what you got, Ozzy? What's their superpower?
Read minds. Read minds, definitely.
Okay, Dr. Xavier, come on. Why?
Yeah. Probably just so you can know what everyone's you know what everyone's thinking. Then if you're trying to get something out, you might be able to manipulate them a little bit. That might not be a good person answer, but it's the answer.
He's gonna be a villain.
It's the answer. It's the answer.
Man, that's the wrong answer, man. I thought you was going a whole nother direction, man. What you got, Sheps?
I would rather just be 5 inches taller.
Okay.
Man.
All right. 5 inches taller. Okay. Why?
Well, one, at least I would stop getting short joke memes from Sergeant McKinney. And two, I feel like formation runs and formation rucks would be a whole lot easier.
Okay.
So
It's not. They're not.
Right.
They're worse when you're in the middle, especially when you're in the middle. All right. Sergeant Sheps, quote you live by.
Quote I live by. Actually, I have that tattooed on me, and it's 2 words. Infamous last words before 5-7. Met its untimely end. Was send it.
Yeah.
Send it.
Yep.
Okay. What you got, Ozzy?
If a man hasn't discovered something that he's willing to die for, he has no reason to live. The Martin Luther King quote.
Man, say that again.
If a man hasn't discovered something he's willing to die for, he has nothing to live for.
Okay. What you got, McKinney?
Man, I've been trying to think about that one too. Because I would say there's a couple. You know what? Give me a second. Like, I know, I have it written down. I just can't say it verbatim. Hold on.
First Sergeant Boogman
There it
says,
is.
definitely sounds awesome. Send it.
If I may, I want I got 2 top ones.
Come on, man. Give it to me.
So the first one, greater love hath no man than a man lay down his life for his friends. And that kind of ties into the other one, which I also have tattooed on me. I got your 6. And so, for me, that is a huge part of my life. And I just, for the people that I will willingly, I will go to the moon and back for people that I consider my friend. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that you have what you need from me, and also anything that you need, I'm gonna get it for you.
All right. I need for a Little Red to be up and running.
Little Red is gone. Little Red is gone.
All right. It was a shot in the dark. Okay.
No, she's on one of her old first house right now.
All right, look, McKinney. When it's all said and done, and you hang them up, what would you like for your legacy to be?
Oof, it's a tough one. I think my legacy would be one of respect, and not the sense of people respecting me. It's more of people respecting each other, because I was never that person that yelled at people. I tried not to raise my voice as much as possible. I would talk to people like they were an adult and treat them that same respect. Like, hey, what's going on? Like, let's have a conversation about whatever's happening right now, and we can work toward a common goal together. But because some people don't really respond to you just yelling at them over one mistake, and I don't think that one mistake is reason enough to yell. So I think if people just kind of gave that courtesy of respect to each other, and they just kind of asked those questions of what's going on before immediately jumping to a punishment, I think that would make a lot of things a lot better.
Okay. What about you, Sheps?
The legacy I want to leave behind. I feel like it's been like a common theme even before I joined the military, but I brought in with me, is that I want people to know that I was always passionate about what I did. Like, even if it's just trying to hunt down the purse stat for the morning, I'd be like, I need your purse stat. This is life or death to me. You know, or like even just bringing in a baby medic. Like, I want them to know everything. I get sometimes too excited about that. And I'm like going almost into like medical logistics and operations, but I'm like, you know what, just start simple. But like, even the simplest things, like just passionate, take pride in what, like, your appearance, take pride in your vehicles, minus 5'7" for that one day. You know, keeping your area clean and stuff. But I just want people to know that, like, everything I did, I always wanted to put like a real purpose behind it, like meaning into it, and that's just how I see about it.
That's good. What you got, Ozzy?
I really like what Sergeant Shep said about, you know, being someone that's passionate, and I'm definitely a passionate person. I think I want my legacy to be like, you know, he was someone that gave it all for other people, that he wasn't selfish. That's kind of my goal, is to help as many people as I can and to push down any information I have to my people and, you know, anybody else that's around me that'll listen.
All right. I like it. All right, this is y'all's opportunity to do a little humble boasting. What y'all got going on right now? What's some shiny stars? As my nephew, he got all stars today. What kind of pluses y'all got? What you got, McKinney?
Okay. I guess the motor sergeant thing was really kind of my brag. Because when I first got here, I'm calling it a brag, because when I first got here, the chief, he asked me if I like what I do, and I definitely rubbed him the wrong way with my answer. He did not like the way I answered that question. And a few of the motor sergeants, like there was one other motor sergeant, he heard me say the same thing. They didn't like it either. But we went to I think within 2 weeks of me being at Fort Bliss, we went to the field. They took me to the field with no gear.
2 weeks?
Within 2 weeks, we were in the field with no gear. And everyone kind of just saw me work. Like, they saw me working, and they just like, okay. Like, he wasn't just talking. He's serious about what he does. He does the work. He may not like what he does, but he understands there's a mission to be done, and he's going to do the work. And that's when they decided, like, all right, he's going to be a motor sergeant. Like, we need to make him a motor sergeant. Yeah. And they kind of saw that. And also, I haven't really told too many people about this, but, like, I've been trying to, like, save money to start my own tattoo shop. And really? I've steadily been finding tattoo artists that are veterans and they're self-taught.
That's good. So
So-
Awesome. Congratulations,
So
So far,
man.
I have 3.
starting your own business, or you're gonna be an artist?
Both.
He's already an artist.
I mean, you need to draw me a logo then, fool. What's the holdup? Come on,
To
man.
show you what?
A logo.
I got 2 pieces on me.
Okay. I've actually tattooed both Sheps and Osborne.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. I don't even want to hear this story right now. We gotta have to talk. We gotta talk offline on this one. I don't even want to know this. We going to the next person. Give us your humble brag, Ozzy.
We'll go away from military stuff. I'm starting to do real estate stuff, and it's really coming together. I got a couple deals that are about to close. Get some money put together. Save some money for when I get out. So that's what I'm really excited about right now.
Oh, when you plan on getting out? 30 years?
Well, I got like two years left, 2.5 years.
So you gonna do your term and then be done?
I don't know. Who knows?
You
But I'm
supposed to
just
be
saying,
sergeant
get some
major,
money.
weren't you?
Oh no, that's what people kept saying.
All right, well
I
that's
don't know
good.
about all that.
That's good. What you got, Sheps?
For me, it's been kind of a lull because of injury. Couldn't do much military career progression wise, but I think like finally, like the entire time I was in Germany, I was in a long distance relationship. So when I PCS and came to Campbell, like I finally like actually got to like be with my wife, spend time with her, like create like actual family roots, you know, instead of like over the phone stuff, which
Right.
you know is definitely like a fulfilling moment for me in my life, because the first year of my marriage, I was over in Germany for a year while she was in Bliss and then PCS to Campbell. So there's that. Just building our roots right now. We recently got a puppy too. You probably saw her in the background, her little ears and everything. So
Yeah.
for me, it's like having that fulfillment of like really starting my own family. So
That's good stuff, man. Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
thank you.
Now, the lightning round. Are y'all ready?
All right, send it.
All right, 3 most played songs. We're gonna go in this order: Osborne, Sheps, McKinney. Y'all got it?
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Osborne, 3 most played songs.
I'll just go with my artist: Tyler Childers, Kanye West, and Eminem.
Next, McKinney.
All right, probably with me right now, it's 24K Golden, Joyner Lucas, and Eminem with the artists.
Who you got?
I'm gonna just say the actual names of the songs because I know them. Dreams Unfold by Joyner Lucas, Vanish by Giveon, and Destiny by NF.
NF? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. All right. What's your go-to for inspiration, Ozzy?
Skip. I don't even have an answer for that. Music.
Sheps.
For me, it's probably reading.
McKinney.
I will also go with music. Yeah.
Music. Okay. What's your favorite pastime, Ozzy?
Working out.
For me, I like drawing.
You a drawer too? Man, y'all tripping.
Old news. This is old news, Top.
I'm over here trying to scribble up a daggone stuff, man. All right, what you got, McKinney?
Tattooing.
Tattooing. This fool done been tattooing people up in the daggone. And you said you got 2, Ozzy?
Yeah, I got one on my thigh and I got a big one on my back.
Favorite duty station?
Bomb holder.
Yeah, it's bomb holder for me.
The Rock.
Yep. Bomb holder.
Favorite food?
Cheeseburger.
Spaghetti.
Everything.
Everything. Except for that stuff that was on the train, right?
That was my food.
I thought y'all ran out.
No, I still had food.
Oh, okay. All right, favorite group.
Like group of what? Anything?
Whatever. Artist.
The A-Team.
A-Team. The A-Team. Yes. 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 All right, Sheps.
I'm an oldies person, so me, it's the Four Seasons.
Four Seasons. Okay. That's old school, Sheps. What you know about Four Seasons, man? Come on, McKinney.
Yeah, I'm going with A-Team as well. I gotta go with
Yeah.
All right, favorite artist.
Kanye West before he went crazy.
All right, all right, Sheps.
The Lumineers.
Lumineers. Okay.
Yeah.
What you got, Mac?
Snow the Product.
Who?
She's a rapper.
He's a female rapper.
Say it
Female
again.
rapper. Snow the Product.
Snow the Product. I did not know who that is. I need to find that out. All right, favorite player.
LeBron. I already know it's gonna make you mad.
Sheps.
I actually don't have a favorite player, really, but
You play?
off the top of my head, I would say Misty May Trainer. You know, one of the 90 Wonders that won the Women's World Cup.
Okay.
So
What you got, McKinney?
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith? The wide
Receiver
receiver?
for the Panthers. Yep.
Wide receiver, okay. Okay, favorite team.
Patriots.
Sheps.
Dallas.
Cowboys?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Why does this sound like that hurt? McKinney.
Panthers.
The Panthers. All right. Favorite cartoons.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yep. Mine is Avatar: Legend of Korra.
Okay, I like that one. What you got, Mr. McKinney?
Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna say it.
Man, y'all jokers. All right, we already did this one, but I'm gonna ask again: Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
DC.
Marvel.
Favorite vacation spot?
Netherlands.
The Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyons, okay.
Yep. Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, yeah. Hey.
I was safe. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
Hey, Joker. Hey, Joker, relax.
I didn't do anything wrong. I was within Army
did nothing
regulations. I'm good.
You already know I did nothing wrong. I was on every drug test. You don't start with me now. Don't start with me now.
I maintained my military bearing. I was good.
All right, good. Hey man, it was so good to talk to you guys, man, and get everybody, well, almost everybody. Shout out to Will. Shout out to our S4 guys who maybe next time we can get them on. But hey, I got all my cards. I was going to read them on here, but I didn't get a chance to. So it's been about 3 years. I pull them out every now and then and read all my cards.
You got the cards?
Yes, they got them.
Oh.
That was good stuff, man. That was awesome. So look, appreciate you guys taking time on a Friday to hang out with me, Papa G, and retirement's coming. So whenever my wife decide what I'm gonna do, I'll make sure she let you guys know. Okay.
Thanks, Top. I didn't realize you were so close. You're
I'm
super close.
Look how close I am.
No. I meant that you're in Augusta.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Augusta, man.
I didn't realize.
Oh, I was about to say, man, you think I just do this? You know I would never do this. Ever.
Where did you leave Illinois?
In February.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been going.
Because you're in the internship program, right?
On my internship, man. 180 days out, man. Y'all, hey, look into it. It's a great program, great opportunity. We'll talk about it. Look, it's Friday night. Y'all just got paid. Don't do stupid.
Yeah. Oh,
McKinney, whichever direction you're in.
Whichever
Wow.
direction, yeah. you don't do stupid. And you too. You up there in the corner. You too. Don't
Who,
do
me?
it. Yeah, you.
I
Hey,
never
look,
do
but
stupid.
check it out. My sister got me some Jordans that was specially made because you know I don't really support the Jordans like that, and so it's got the Bulldogs on it.
Oh, come on. Listen,
Nice.
you already know, man. You got to get some constructs.
I know. hey, funny story. I said that to somebody and they looked at me sideways like, what? And I was like, yeah, you got to get some constructs, man. And then I said, shout out to Lips. Let's see, can y'all see him?
How'd
Oh,
you?
nice.
Ooh,
I
that's
mean, those
pretty
are
cool.
nice. Those
That's
are
pretty
nice.
cool.
She was like, I know you don't rock Jordans, but you know, well, you don't support Jordan. I was like, nah, I just think they too expensive. I do like them, but I just hate that they make them so expensive. So, anyways, hey, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I need to know more about this tattoo deal. Drawing. I'm gonna send y'all what I want.
Just end the podcast and just come back in here.
Facts. Well, I'm gonna put y'all on hold.
That works.
All right, everybody that's out there. Thank you guys for listening and for coming out, hanging with us. It's Friday. Don't do stupid. I know y'all just got paid. Be safe out there and watch out for those people who are not watching out for you. All right. Peace.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.